So wait. Let me introduce myself for the people who don't know. My name is yrs.lilly, and if you don't already, make sure you follow me on Instagram at yrs.lilly, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can hit the bell button so you can know when I post. All right, then let's get back into the story. Originally, this was gonna be a why I quit McDonald's, why I quit video. But I actually didn't end up quitting. I just switched locations, if that makes sense. But we're gonna get back to that. We're gonna get to that later. I am actually still employed by McDonald's as of right now. I go to work on Monday. I'm not sure if this video will get me in trouble or not. I'm just telling a story time. Basically, let me tell y'all. So in the city that I was working in, it was 2 McDonald's. It was a north one and a south one. And I worked at the south one. I was working there for like 2 weeks and a half. I've literally been employed for like 2 weeks and a half. I already got my first paycheck, but when I was 15, I was working there for like 3 or 4 days, and then they found out that I wasn't 16. So then they was like, you can just come back when you turn 16. And it was a whole misunderstanding about my age. So okay, so this story is probably gonna make me mad, and I'm probably gonna get a little upset because talking about it gets me fired up, it gets me fired up again. When I was working there when I was 15, I had a shift manager. I'm gonna say her name is Yasmin. Okay, no, I'm playing. I'm gonna say her name is, what she look like? She look like a Peaches. I'm gonna say her name is Peaches. So she was my shift manager when I was working there for like 3 or 4 days. She was my shift manager. And I didn't have a problem with her, I liked her or whatever. She was all cool, and she was teaching me how to do stuff. She was like, wipe this down. This is how you do the fry station. This is how you bag. This is how you work the window. And, I didn't really learn that much, but I learned enough. And I turned 16 like at least 12 months later. So I didn't remember nothing when I came back there. I remembered a few stuff, but I didn't remember nothing, if that makes sense. But I learned a lot on the first day, actually. And I'm not slow. I learned a lot, and I actually know how to do stuff. Yeah, I got trained in the first window by this girl named Bree. And so she basically was telling me how to like take the money and take the orders at the same time. But I never did do that because she was taking the orders, and then I was doing first the cash register or whatever. And then I clocked out. You don't even really have to get trained in second window. All you need to learn how to do is read the board, give them their stuff. That's all you need to know how to do. And prepare the drinks before the car gets there, because there's such thing as drive-through time. Basically, the car cannot sit in the drive-through more than like 3 minutes. I think it's 3 minutes. The picture is a screen above the fry station, and it's like green when it's like 1 minute. It turns yellow when it's like in 2 minutes, and turns red in like 3 minutes. And so my shift manager, Peaches never wanted to be in the yellow or red. She wanted to be number one. She loved to be number one. And that's understandable, because I mean, who wouldn't want to be number one? I was still like a trainee the first week, so I didn't mind some of the stuff she would say to me. But basically, she would just like say slick stuff to me. She would be like, you need to hurry it up. Okay, so if you know me for real, you know that my patience is like very small, and I really had to become I really became a better person working there, but I just snapped on the last day. But anyway, yeah, so Peaches never liked being in the red or the yellow, so she would say stuff like hurry it up and stuff like that. So this one particular time, the screen came up, and the car that was coming up had ordered, I'm gonna say he ordered like a Sprite and a sweet tea. So the machine does it for us. We don't have to manually put the cups under there and fix the drink. Basically, when the order comes in, the drink drops, it spins around, and you just put the top on it, and then you just hand it to the customer. That's all you got to do. Sweet tea is behind you, so you have to take the cup. It only puts ice in it. You have to take the cup, and you have to put it under the sweet tea container dispenser thing and pull it forward, and then the sweet tea comes out, and then you put a lid on it and give it to the customer. So I already did that. But on the screen, it said that they ordered like I'm gonna say they ordered like a small milkshake. It was a milkshake. I'm gonna say that they like a small vanilla milkshake. I go over there to the milkshake machine, and she goes, you need to stay in your area because we got this out here. You need to make sure that. I'm like, I just brushed it off my shoulder, because honestly what I was thinking was, you obviously don't have it if I'm sitting here waiting on the milkshake and the milkshake's not here. Because we put it in drink carriers so that the customers can get it and go. But you didn't make the milkshake. And it don't take that long to make a milkshake. You just press the button, it comes out, you take the cup, put some whipped cream on it, put the top on it, and all you gotta do is give it to the customer. And she did not want me to do that. So I was just like, okay. I was working from 2 to like 9 because as minors, you can't work past like 10 or something like that. And so I was working at like 9, and she would tell me stuff like, I promise y'all, I would stay in the window the whole time. I mean, it's not like I don't like the window or whatever, but I was staying in the window the whole time. And you know, my feet was burning. Shoes that I showed y'all for my get ready with me were terrible. They hurt my feet so bad. So I had to get some more shoes. And once again, they were big. But y'all look how dirty they are. They are like dirty. I'm gonna try to clean them up tomorrow, but they are dirty. But they feel so much better because it's memory foam. But basically, yeah, so I would be kind of irritated because my feet were hurting. And you know, I got scoliosis, so my back would be hurting too. I remember one time, it was like a few days. Let me not get ahead of myself. One time she told me, she said, clean the sauce buckets. And I'm like, how am I supposed to clean the sauce buckets? So then I take the sauce buckets. She said, go ahead and clean the sauce buckets. I quote, I promise y'all, go ahead and clean the sauce buckets. So I'll go ahead and I get the sauce buckets and I put them on the little cart thing that they have there. And I'm like, okay, I'm probably just gonna go to the bag, dump them out, clean them real quick, and then bring them back up here. So I put them all on the cart, and there's a car that comes up to the window, but I'm no longer standing at the window. So it was just me and her up there. So I'm no longer standing at the window anymore. I mean, Peaches tells me, she goes, you need to worry about the customer. Don't do that right now. Worry about the customer. The customer comes first. I was like, I said, but you literally just, and she cut me off. She said, you need to learn about customer service. I was like, bro, like, I was mad. I was like, this heifer right here. One time I was standing, I get that I was standing in front of the camera, but like the rest of the employees would be on their phone and stuff. And you know, I'm coming from being on my phone all day to turning around to not being on my phone at all. So like I got text messages, missed calls, I got notifications from Instagram, I got notifications from Snapchat, I got notifications on YouTube, I got YouTube videos that I need to catch up on. And so I see all the rest of the employees that turns out they was 16. Girl, I thought they was like 18. They was 16. They was standing around on their phone. So I'm like, we didn't have any customers. So I'm like, okay, so that means I can. She was in the office so she could see on the camera. I promise y'all, she told me, she said, you need to get off that phone or you can clock out. I promise y'all I got the video. Girl, you don't see all these people around here on their phone. But anyways, I just took my phone and I put it in my pocket because I was like, because I'm probably just new. So I just like started cleaning something. But one thing that they cannot say about me is that I was not a good worker, because I was a good worker. I put the customer first for every single thing. I was one of, who do you know works at McDonald's and gets tips? Who you know? Me. I was working at McDonald's and got tips. I got tips from customers all the time, and they would come through and they would give me tips, you know, and we had to, let me tell y'all about if we didn't have the food ready in time and the car was already in the red. Had the food already in time, there's a thing on the little side that you have to press. You either press serve or you press hold. And if you press serve, that means that the car already got his food and it's gone. So the car goes off the screen. If you press hold, that means that you park the car. You either pull them up to the door or you park them in the little parking spots that say reserve. And you park the car. She constantly yelled at me from like even across, like even all the way down there. She would yell at me and be like, park the car. And I could have the food sitting right there, like, let me do me. But she was my shift manager, so I had to listen to everything she had to say. Well, I thought I did. And she would tell me, she'd be like, she'd come over there and she'd spray the area down completely and then be like, wipe all this up. But then again, I work here and I'm getting $7.35 an hour, so I have to do my job. That's what I thought. She would never tell the rest of the employees to do it, so I just thought she was just making the new girl do everything. So let me tell y'all about breaks. So on a break, you get a 30-minute break and you clock out before you order your food. And the manager has to put in their code for you to get your food. But for me, Peaches would tell me that I couldn't get this, that, and the other. She'd be like, oh, you can't get that. I'd be like, okay. And she'd be like, you can get that though. And she'd be like, you can get a 6-piece. I'd be like, okay. So I just get a 6-piece. She would tell me, she'd be like, you can't get a milkshake anymore. And it was like a small. She was like, you can't get a milkshake anymore. And I was just like, okay. But throughout the day, she was getting ices and she was eating. Like, that's one thing that I did not understand, because they told me at orientation that eating the food is stealing. They was like very enforceful about it. They'd be like, oh, you eating the food, you stealing. But Peaches was always eating the food. Like, Peaches was always eating. She would eat fries to cooking her own empanadas in the Like, she was just above the rules. Like, you know how cops are above the rules? She thought she was above the rule. I knew she didn't like me because one time I was on my break, I promise y'all. And I came back on time and I clocked in and I'm putting on my gloves to get ready to go back to the front to go to the window or either run. And if you run, that means you stand at the little area and you bag the food and put the fries in there if nobody's at the fry station. I walked back and I put my purse inside the break room. I come back out and she goes, I made you a mop water, go mop the lobby. Now, I have no problem with mopping because once again, it is my job. But one thing I do know is that when you run the mop water, it comes out hot and it comes out steaming hot. So when I was mopping, I noticed that the water was not hot. So I was like, so she made this water before now and planned on me mopping the lobby? I was like, okay, all them folks that was standing around and you chose me right after my break to go mop the lobby. Okay. Control. She would just like yap about it. I remember one time she told me, she said, I was over there like making a Oreo McFlurry or something. And the machine, I thought the machine wasn't working, but it really was just plugged in. And I didn't know that it actually came with a plug. So I'm sitting over there. This girl, she told me, this girl named Marissa, she told me to just mix it with my hand. So I'm sitting there just mixing it with my hand. And she goes, this is fast food, not slow food. You just can't give it to them when you want. I was like, okay. Because, you know, patience is a virtue. And I just feel like I really had patience with her. I really did. That y'all got enough of gist about Peaches. Y'all know, y'all got a little taste, a little about Peaches. So let me tell y'all about one time where we had an altercation. One time I went to the back. I think I went to the back to get like some like large cups or something because we always run out of large cups. She told me, she said, once you put that in there, you can go ahead and clock out. I was like, it was like, I promise y'all, it was like 6 o'clock. I was like, I get off at 9. She said, you get off at 8. Like, I literally hadn't done nothing to her. Like, maybe it was like my demeanor or something. She probably thought I was mean or something. But I never even did anything to her. I mean, she said, you can go ahead and clock out. It was like 6 o'clock. I was like, what? And she was like, you get off at 8. I said, no, I get off at 9. I get off at 8 on a Sunday. And so she told me, she said, oh, okay. But still, even if I did get off at 8, why are you making me clock out at 6? Cutting my coin. You're cutting my coin. Then, that happened. So, you know, I was a little frustrated. And that same day, y'all, that same day, I was standing in the front. We didn't have no customers in there. And I know how sometimes shift managers send you home because of labor laws. I mean, the labor is high or something like that. 8:40, I say 8:40, 8:45. And she says, you can wipe all this stuff down. No. Okay, so let me get my thoughts together because this day was something serious. She told me, she said, you can sweep all these stuff. She said, you can sweep and then you can go ahead and clock out. So I look at the time, it's like 8:45. So I'm like, okay, I'm finna go anyway. So I started sweeping and she said, make sure you get the fire station. And I'm thinking she talking about in front of the fire station. So I go ahead and sweep the fries up that are in front of the fire station. And so then I finish and I dump it. I go to the front and I'm just trying to hold off until 9 so I can clock out. So that, because I thought that if you clock out early, you don't get paid for that hour. And I was like, boo boo, I've been here all this time and you won't cut my check. And it's kind of annoying, not gonna lie. But, oh, it's not fake, y'all. It's my real hair. It's not fake. It's my real hair. Ready to go to the back to get my purse to get ready to clock out. And so I promise y'all, she grabbed the broom and she forcefully swept under, like got on got squatted down and started scraping the fries underneath the fry station that I did not see. Y'all, I promise y'all I heard it. She said something like dirty B word. I'm not gonna say the word because yeah, this is a YouTube video. She was like, you dirty. I turned around and looked at her. I was like, came over there to where she finished sweeping from it, so I swept it up and she was sitting on her phone. I said, what you say? I promise y'all, I said, what you say? She said, no. I said, what you say? She said, oh, I wasn't talking to you. I said, oh, okay. And I did it just like that. And then I walked away. Oh, okay, because if you go mumble it and then you go and say that you didn't say it, you already prove what kind of person you are. I know, I see you, Peaches, I see you. At the little machine to clock in and out, and I'm waiting there for it to hit. It's like 8:55, so I'm waiting there for like 5 minutes for it to turn 9 o'clock. And she looks out, she's in the office now, so she looks up, she said, you can go ahead and clock out, it'll let you. They're on my phone, and then I get ready to clock out, and she goes, oh, I already clocked out for you. I was literally furious. Like, I said, okay. So I turned around and I started forcefully walking out the door, and I'm mad, like I'm shaking. I'm like, this girl just cut my coin. Y'all, I got mad over $7.35. I got mad over $7.35, but at the same time, my feet was hurting, so I was like, girl, you just cut my coin. So then my mom's outside. I go outside, and I open the door, and I was like, mama, she da-da-da-da, and I'm yelling at my mom. My mom was just like, I'm like, mama, she called me dirty B, and and she clocked me out early, and she was like, wait a minute, wait, what's going on, and she was like, you need me to go in there? And I was like, no, mama, I got it. So I come back, and I'm knocking on the door, about to break the door down. I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And so then she come around the corner, and she opened the door, and I said, so you called me out early, right? And she was like, yeah. And she was like, yeah. I was like, this girl right here. And so then my mama brings out her phone. Okay, so my mama is the queen of recording stuff and posting it on YouTube. So my mama, she pull out her phone and she go like this. She pull out her phone. Ooh, my case a little dirty, but she pull out her phone and she go like this. And she's like recording Peaches and me. And so I'm like, so you clocked me out, right? And I said, so I'm not gonna get paid for that. And she was like, I didn't. I said, why you ain't clock everybody else out? And she was like, because the labor. And then, well, I promise you, her voice went up high like 8-10 times, not just higher, because she stuck her head around the corner and saw my mama was recording and took her head back and was like, well, Lillian, yeah, she was like, well, Lillian, the rest of the crew is here. Somebody's gonna go home at 10 o'clock. Yeah, because they're supposed to. And she was like, it's nothing against you. I'm not trying to single you out. I went slap off. Like, I was yelling at her, and the rest of the employees came from the back, and they came over there looking and everything. Like, they probably thought I was crazy. But I was so mad because I was like, I sat here and did all this stuff for you. I sat here and cleaned all this stuff. I like, is that one time she was trying to put iced tea. She was trying to put tea inside of another container and spilled it all over my phone. Like, if my phone wasn't waterproof, my phone would have got drenched in tea. And you know what she had the nerve to tell me? She said, I said, my phone. She said, it shouldn't be sitting next to the tea station anyway. So then I was like, okay, you know what? So I get back in the car and everything. I was like, you know, I'm tired of her. I don't ever want to see her ever again. So then I come back in the day. I'm talking about quitting. I'm like, I hate it here. I'm talking about quitting. So the next day I come in. She wasn't there. They sent another shift manager from the North Star I was telling you about. They sent another shift manager over to that one. And I loved her. Like, she was just so peaceful. And everything was so peaceful. Like, that was one of the best days ever because everything was so peaceful and cool. Thursdays. And so the next time I went to work was on a Wednesday. And that's where I had Miss Yvette. And you know, I love Miss Yvette. Like, I loved her. Like, her whole vibe, like, I loved her. Like, she was really, like, and then too, she can cook. Like, she came back to work on Thursday. It happened yesterday. Y'all, this happened yesterday. But Thursday, she tried to have a conversation with me. She was like, she was like, so, you like working on the table or up here? I said, huh? I was like, I said, huh? She was like, you like working on the table up here? So basically the table is the kitchen. And I had already got trained in the kitchen and everything. So she was like, you were working up here or the kitchen? So I was like, up here. And so then I turned around and I put fries in the bag. And I heard her mumbling or whatever. So I was like, ugh. Yesterday, let me tell you about yesterday. Because, honey, there's another manager there. His name is Chris. Chris is chill, cool. I like his vibe. Like, honestly, I liked everybody there except for her. That's what I'm saying. I liked everybody there except for her. So Chris, he was like a down-to-earth person. That's the thing, that he was funny. He was down-to-earth. Like, he wasn't all like all this other extra stuff that, oh, I made $2 than you type of mood. And so he told me, he said, Lily, you get in the window, and told this girl named Peggy. I think he told her. I'm not sure. But Peggy was the runner, and I was in the window. So Peaches comes up to the front, and, you know, everything's going fast. We had this big old rush like twice, and everything's going cool and everything, and I'm parking cars. So then it starts raining. Like, I'm not talking about like doop 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 rain. I'm talking like boo rain. Like, I'm talking like boom boom boom. Like I could see the raindrops type of rain. I really said it in my head. I said, I feel bad for Peggy. Peggy gotta go. I was parking cars because, you know, Peaches doesn't like when cars are in the red on the drive-through. I'm parking cars and I'm like thinking in my head, ooh, I feel bad for Peggy. Peggy gotta go out there in the rain. Okay, so first of all, Peaches didn't want to go out there in the rain. Peggy didn't want to go out there in the rain. But keep in mind, I was in the window. Peggy asked me, she said, can you take it out there in the rain? She said, can you take it out to the car? So I said, yeah, sure, I'll take it out to the car. So I put on my hood. I walk out there. I remember the lady who had all that food. One man had like a 20-piece and barbecue sauce, and that was it. The other lady had all this food in her bag. So I knew exactly which one was which. I come out to the car, and first of all, the wind blew my hood off. So I started getting drenched. So I was drenched in water. So I get a lady her food. I said, hi. I said, I recited what she had. She said, yes. So I gave it to her. I said, have a nice day. So then I run over to the other man's car. It was 2 cars. I run up to the other man's car. And I give him this food. I said, here you go, sir. Have a nice day. And he goes, thank you. And then that's that. So then I walk back inside. And then, like, I promise you, like, 5 minutes later, I'm giving this man I'm giving this woman her food. And she's talking about something. She's on the phone. She goes, you gave the wrong man your food. And I'm like, I literally was standing at her like, thinking, I thought I really did though. I really actually thought about, did I get that man the wrong food? And I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. I wasn't even supposed to go out there in the first place. Second of all, I did not give the man the wrong food. Either Peggy gave me the wrong bag or Peaches packed the wrong stuff inside the bag to give to Peggy to give to me. You know, I was tired of hearing her voice and everything. So here's when it gets a little heated. So the man comes back around through the drive-thru. And so the one man, I remember exactly what she ordered too. This one woman, she ordered a quarter pounder with cheese with no pickles and a medium fry and a large Sprite. And, oh, y'all got a good memory. But I give the girl her bag. And Peaches goes, no, you need to give her the right food. Da, 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 da. I said, this is not her. And then he was like, she was like, yes it is, or something like that. And I'm like, bro, like, chill out. So then I open the window and I go, excuse me, ma'am, what did you have? And then she starts like beating on the table a little bit. She's like, you need to pay attention. So then I said, ma'am, what did you have? And so I said, ma'am, did you have a quarter pounder with cheese and no pickles? And she goes, yes. So I said, okay then. Like, I knew exactly what she had. And she was trying to work my window. And I'm like, I know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know everything, but I know about the window because I worked for 2.5 weeks straight for almost 8 hours in the window every single day. So I know how it works now. I'm not stupid. The man comes back up behind her. And so the man, I said, sir, did you have the messed up meal? And he goes, yes. So then I closed the door. So I'm thinking I'm about to get new food in the bag. And she goes, give him his drink. And so I remember what he had. He had a 20-piece with barbecue sauce and no drink. So I said he didn't have a drink. I promise y'all that was my tone. She said, well, you inconvenienced him enough. Give him a drink. I was like, I wasn't supposed to go out there in the first place. So was it really me who inconvenienced him? Or was it the fact that you inconvenienced me, which made me inconvenience him? Think about it. I open the window and I go, sir, would you like anything to drink? And he goes, no, I just want my food. I turn around and I'm like, okay, he didn't have a drink and he doesn't want, and I couldn't even get, he doesn't want a drink out of my mouth. Because she goes, give him a drink that, ask him, no, she said, ooh, y'all, she said, ask him a drink he wants. Yes, sir, would you like a drink? I asked him again. He probably thought I was stupid. I asked him again. I said, would you like anything? Would you like Sprite? Sprite. I started naming drinks. And he goes, yeah, Sprite's fine. But I couldn't hear him. I know he said Sprite is fine because this is in the back talking loud in my ear. She's behind me talking loud in my ear, talking about some, you inconvenience the customer, you make the food right, you give people the right back. I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, I asked him again. I said, sir, what did you say? And he says it again. And I still can't hear him because Peaches is still running her mouth. I heard him the last time. He said Sprite. So I said, okay. So I turned back around, getting ready to like manually press large Sprite, enter. And I said, okay. I did my hand like, girl, okay. And she said, no need to get snappy. You can clock out with that attitude. I promise y'all. She said, you can clock out with that attitude. I said, you know what? I was like, I quit. I said, I'm done. Because first of all, I put up with her way too long. And the fact that people who worked there was coming up to me and saying, I was wondering when you was going to snap. I was wondering when you was just going to stop taking it. Like, nobody likes her. Like, nobody likes her. People, they told me that people come in all the time and leave like 2 weeks later because of her. Like, just like the saying goes, if everywhere you go and it smells like poop, check your shoe. If every new person comes in and leaves, check the reason. I was like, girl, I quit. And she was like, good, don't come back. To come to find out, another somebody who works there told me that she was trying to get me off her schedule anyway. Like, I don't know why she did not like me, but she did not like me. Basically, we started arguing back and forth, and she was like, come over here so I can beat you up. Because I was like, girl, I literally was yelling. The customer in the drive-thru was probably looking at us like, I just want my 20-piece. But the customer literally was trying to tell me that he wanted a Sprite, and I couldn't hear. So she was like, come over here so I can, she was threatening to call the cops and everything. And I was like, call them. What are they going to do? I was literally like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? So if you know me, when I get mad, I tend to throw things. So my arm had a mind of its own, and it picked up the sauce bucket and it almost threw it at her. But I put it down. I said, you better be lucky I didn't want to go to jail. And I was telling her, I was like, you better be lucky I don't want to go to jail. And she was like, I will call the cops on you. I said, girl, I will drag you. Like, I literally looked at her. I said, I will drag you. But I'm going to pick my battles because she's like 6'4" and like 200 and something pounds. Yeah, that's basically what happened. And then I was calling my mom, told my mom to come pick me up. And I text the man who hired me. I texted him and I was like, I quit. Thank you for the opportunity though. Thank you for taking me back. Taking me back. And so we arranged that I was gonna move locations. So now I'm at the north location and not the south location. So yeah, my first day for that will be on Monday. I know my mama was like, what if there's another Peaches at that one? How you gonna react? And I was like, well, you know what? I probably shouldn't have come in there so slow. Because I came in there doing what everybody was telling me to do. I didn't know nothing. But now I know stuff. I know that it shouldn't take that long to clean no sauce buckets. All you need to do is just spray them down. Because they be sticky. But I know how to do stuff now. Like, I know how to work in the kitchen. a little bit. And then I know how to do simple stuff. Like simple stuff, I can work first window, I can work second window, I can do any, like work McCafe machine, I can be a runner, I can do this fries, I know how to drop fries, I know how to make tea, I know how to mop, sweep, wipe down, I know how to do all that, I know how to take orders, I know how to do all of that. Yeah, so if you are watching this video because you want to work at McDonald's, my best advice to you is to watch that dude on TikTok who teaches people how to make stuff on TikTok for McDonald's. Watch it, learn how to make that stuff so that when people try to tell you and people think that you're stupid, you know how to do it. Find out how to make iced coffee at hazelnut iced coffee or a French vanilla iced coffee at McDonald's and learn how to do it. And if y'all need me to, I'll just show you. I'll show you. Let me know. I'll show you. You just take the cup, put some ice in it, put a little pump in it, then put it under, get the iced coffee, then put a little creamer in there, shake it up, give it. That's all you gotta do. But yeah, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get notified when I do post. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at yrs.lilly and comment down below what you would like to see next in this video. Bye.